everyone, Sarah here, and I've got a question for you. Right now, wherever you are in the world, look around you. What do you see?
Daniel here, and before you answer that, let me tell you something wild. The place where you live right now, your city, your town, your neighborhood, it's sitting on a gold mine of English learning opportunities, and you probably don't even realize it.
Okay, that sounds dramatic, but hear us out. Today we're doing something totally different. This isn't just another vocabulary lesson. This is about taking your life, your surroundings, your everyday experiences, and turning them into the most powerful English learning tool you've ever had.
And we're breaking it down into 5 simple, actionable ways you can use your city, yes, the place you live right now, to massively improve your English skills. And I'm not talking about boring textbook stuff. I'm talking about real, practical English that you'll actually use.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to walk you through each method, and along the way, Daniel and I are going to demonstrate these techniques by talking about our cities. You'll hear us stumble, correct ourselves, get excited, get frustrated, all the real emotions that come with speaking English.
Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Improving your English isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. And your city, it's the most real thing you have to talk about.
All right, everyone, buckle up. This episode is going to change how you think about learning English. Ready, Daniel?
Let's do this. Method number 1, and this one's gonna blow your mind.
Okay, so method 1 is what I call the observation game. And this is so simple but so powerful that when I started doing this, my English improved more in 3 months than it had in the previous year.
Well, that's a bold claim. Tell me more.
Okay, so here's how it works. Every day when you're walking around your city, going to work, going to the store, whatever, you narrate what you see. But here's the catch. You do it in English.
Wait, like talking to yourself?
Exactly, but not out loud like a crazy person. In your head, you become the narrator of your own life.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example.
All right, so this morning I was walking to get coffee, right? And instead of just walking mindlessly, I was narrating in my head. I'm walking down Main Street, the sun is shining, there's a woman walking her dog. The dog is really cute, it looks like a golden retriever. I think I'll stop at that cafe on the corner.
Oh, I get it. You're forcing your brain to process everything in English.
Exactly. And here's what's crazy. At first, you'll realize how many things you don't know how to say in English. Like, you'll see something and be like, what's that called in English?
And that's actually good.
That's great, because now you know what gaps you need to fill. So you look it up, you learn it, and boom, you've expanded your vocabulary with something from your actual life, not from some random textbook example about a situation you'll never be in.
Okay, I love this. Can I try it right now with my city?
Please do.
All right, so I'm picturing myself walking through my downtown. Let me narrate. I'm walking past the old courthouse building. It's made of, what's that material? The fancy stone.
Limestone? Granite? Brick?
See, I don't know, and that's exactly your point. I need to learn that. Okay, let me keep going. The building is made of brick, I think. There are people sitting on the benches in front of it. Some of them are eating lunch. There's a hot dog vendor. Is it vendor?
Yes, vendor is perfect.
There's a hot dog vendor on the corner. The smell is making me hungry. Should I get a hot dog? No, I should probably eat something healthier. But man, it smells good.
Yes, that's it. You're even including your internal thoughts.
This is actually kind of fun. It's like I'm the narrator of my own movie.
Right? And everyone watching, you can do this right now. Stop the video, walk to your window, or go outside and just describe what you see. Start simple. Don't worry about perfection.
And here's a pro tip. When you come across something you don't know how to say, make a note in your phone. At the end of the day, look up all those words. Then the next day, walk the same route and use those new words.
Yes, you're creating your own personalized curriculum based on your actual life, not some generic English textbook about John and Mary going to the park.
I always hated those textbook examples. Nobody talks like that.
Exactly, but this, describing your street, your neighborhood, your daily life, this is English you'll actually use.
Okay, so everyone, your first homework. Tomorrow, spend 10 minutes narrating your walk or commute in English. In your head, out loud, I don't care, just do it. Notice what words you're missing and look them up.
And drop a comment below. Tell us one thing you saw today that you didn't know how to describe in English. We'll help you.
All right, method 1 down. Method 2 is even better.
Okay, method 2 is called the comparison technique, and this one is actually my favorite because it forces you to use more complex English structures.
Ooh, complex structures. Are we getting fancy now?
Kind of, but it's not scary fancy, it's natural fancy. Here's the idea. Whenever you describe your city, you compare it to something else, and when you compare, you automatically use more advanced grammar.
Like comparatives. Bigger, smaller, more expensive.
Yes, but also like as structures, not as, superlatives, and even those fun expressions like nothing like or similar to.
Okay, show me how this works in practice.
All right, so let me talk about my city using comparisons. Ready? My city is bigger than my hometown, but smaller than New York. It's more expensive than most American cities, but not as expensive as San Francisco. The weather is as unpredictable as British weather. You never know what you're going to get.
Whoa, in just 3 sentences you used bigger than, smaller than, more expensive than, not as expensive as, and as unpredictable as. That's like 5 different comparison structures.
Exactly. And notice I wasn't trying to be formal or academic. I was just naturally comparing things and the complex grammar came out automatically.
That's brilliant. And here's what I love about this. Everyone can do this because everyone's been to more than one place.
Right. Even if you've never left your country, you can compare your city to your capital, or to other cities you've heard about, or even to cities you've seen in movies.
Okay, let me try with my city. Let me think. My city is way more affordable than the big coastal cities. The rent here is like half of what you'd pay in LA or New York. But it's not as exciting. There's less to do, fewer restaurants, not as much nightlife.
Perfect. And did you notice you used way more, like half of, not as exciting, less, fewer, not as much? That's advanced English right there.
And I wasn't even thinking about grammar. I was just describing what I know.
That's the magic. When you compare things from your real life, the grammar takes care of itself because you're focused on the meaning, not the structure.
Okay, but let's go deeper. How else can people use comparisons?
Great question. So here's a challenge for everyone watching. Compare your city in 3 different ways.
Ooh, I like this. Okay, what 3 ways?
First, compare it to another city in your country. Second, compare it to a famous world city. Third, compare it now to what it was like 5 or 10 years ago.
Oh man, that third one is gold. Change over time. Let me try it. My city is much more developed now than it was 10 years ago. There are more restaurants, more shops, better infrastructure, but honestly, it's lost some of its small-town charm. It's not as friendly as it used to be.
Perfect. And everyone noticed the emotion in Daniel's voice when he said it's not as friendly as it used to be.
Yeah, I actually do feel a little sad about that. Like, I remember when I first moved here, everyone said hi on the street. Now it's more impersonal.
See? And now you're getting into feelings vocabulary. Impersonal, charm, lost. These are words that make your English rich and interesting.
Okay, everyone, here's your second homework. Write 3 comparisons about your city. Use more than, less than, as, or not as. And try to include some emotion. What do you actually think or feel?
And remember, you can compare size, cost, weather, friendliness, cleanliness, noise level, traffic, food, architecture, anything.
Post your comparisons in the comments. We want to see them.
All right, method 3 coming up, and this one is all about storytelling.
Dien ta 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 ta. Okay, method 3 is the story method. And Sarah, I have a feeling this is where things get really good.
Oh, it does, because here's the truth. Nobody wants to hear a boring list of facts about your city, but everyone wants to hear a good story.
Facts tell, stories sell.
Exactly. So instead of saying, my city has many restaurants, you say, last weekend I discovered this amazing hole-in-the-wall taco place. I almost walked right past it, but the smell pulled me in.
Oh, see, now I'm interested. I want to know about this taco place.
Right? And notice what happened to my English. I used past tense, descriptive words, even an idiom, hole in the wall.
And the smell pulled me in. That's such a vivid image.
Exactly. When you tell stories about your city, your English naturally becomes more interesting, more descriptive, more alive.
Okay, so how do people practice this?
Here's what I want everyone to do. Think of 3 memories connected to your city. They don't have to be big dramatic stories, they can be small moments.
Like what?
Like, okay, let me share one from my city. So there's this old bookstore downtown, right? I've walked past it a million times, but one rainy Tuesday, I was killing time before a meeting, so I went in for the first time.
And?
And it was like stepping into another world. There were books everywhere, floor to ceiling, stacked on chairs, piled on tables. The owner was this elderly man who'd run the shop for 40 years. He made me tea without asking, and we talked about books for an hour. I completely forgot about my meeting.
That's a great story. And your English there was so natural. Past continuous, past perfect, descriptive language, everything.
And I wasn't thinking about grammar. I was just sharing a memory that meant something to me.
That's the secret. When you tell real stories, grammar becomes automatic because you're focused on communication, not perfection.
Exactly. And everyone, notice I didn't use complicated vocabulary. I used simple words. Walked past, went in, made me tea, talked about. But the story was interesting because it was real.
Can I share one?
Please.
Okay, so there's this pizza place near my apartment. Every Friday night without fail, I walk past it, and there's a line out the door. For months, I thought, what's the big deal? It's just pizza.
But you finally tried it?
I finally tried it, and oh my God, it was life-changing. Now I understand why people wait in line. The crust is perfect, the sauce is amazing, and they use fresh mozzarella. Now I'm one of those people waiting in line every Friday.
I love it. And everyone, Daniel just used past simple, present simple, and even emphatic language. Life-changing. Oh my God. Perfect. Natural English.
And I was just talking about pizza.
But that's the beauty. Everyday topics told with genuine emotion create the best English practice.
So everyone, your third homework. Share one story about a place in your city. It can be happy, funny, sad, whatever. Just make it real.
And don't worry about length. It can be 3 sentences or 3 paragraphs. Just tell your story.
Post it in the comments. We'll read every single one.
And we'll respond with feedback, not grammar corrections, but genuine reactions, because that's what real communication is.
All right, method 4 is coming, and this one might surprise you.
Okay, method 4 sounds weird, but trust me on this. It's called the complaint strategy.
Wait, you're telling people to complain?
Yes, because Americans love to complain about their cities. Traffic, weather, rent prices, tourists, we complain about everything.
That's so true. I complain about my city all the time.
Right? And here's why this is genius for language learning. When you complain, you use specific vocabulary and expressions that you wouldn't use in formal English lessons.
Oh, like, the traffic is killing me, or rent prices are insane.
Exactly. Those are real expressions that real Americans use every day. But would you find them in a traditional English textbook? Probably not.
True, textbooks are always so positive and polite.
Right, but real English is messy and emotional, and complaints, they're full of emotion.
Okay, I'm sold. Show me how this works.
All right, let me complain about my city right now and watch how much vocabulary comes out. Oh my God, the tourists in summer are ridiculous. You can't walk down the street without someone stopping in the middle of the sidewalk to take a photo. And don't even get me started on the metro during rush hour. It's packed like sardines. Plus, everything is so overpriced. A coffee costs like $6. It's highway robbery.
Whoa, ridiculous, don't get me started, packed like sardines, overpriced, highway robbery. That's all super useful in formal English.
Right? And I wasn't thinking about vocabulary lists, I was just venting.
Venting, that's perfect. Releasing your frustration.
Exactly. And everyone watching, venting in English is such good practice because it's authentic and emotional.
Okay, my turn. Let me complain about my city. The winters here are brutal. I'm talking like 6 months of cold, snow, and gray skies. You forget what the sun looks like, and everyone gets seasonal depression. Plus, the roads are terrible because of all the freeze-thaw cycles, potholes everywhere. My suspension is shot.
Yes, brutal, I'm talking, you forget what, seasonal depression, shot.
All informal, all authentic.
And I genuinely feel this way. Winter here does suck.
See, that's real emotion. And when you speak with real emotion, your English becomes more natural and memorable.
But here's a question. Isn't complaining kind of negative?
Great question. Here's the thing, Americans bond through complaining. If I meet someone from my city and we start talking about how expensive rent is, boom, instant connection.
That's so true. Shared complaints create community.
Exactly. So everyone, here's your fourth homework. Complain about your city. What drives you crazy? Traffic, weather, prices, crowds, pollution?
But here's the key. Use emotional language. Don't just say traffic is bad. Say traffic is a nightmare or traffic makes me want to scream.
Yes, use exaggeration. Americans exaggerate when we complain. The worst, insane, ridiculous, killing me, nightmare.
And here's a fun challenge. After you complain, balance it with something positive. Because Americans also love the but statement.
Oh yes, like the rent is killing me, but at least I can walk everywhere. Or winter is brutal, but the fall colors are absolutely stunning.
Perfect. So everyone, write one complaint about your city, then balance it with something positive. Use emotional, exaggerated language.
Post it in the comments. Let's see your frustrations and your love for your city.
All right, method 5, the final method. And this one brings everything together.
Okay, method 5 is my absolute favorite, and it's called the teaching method. Here's the concept. Imagine you're giving a tour of your city to someone who's never been there. What would you tell them?
Oh, I love this. It's like you're the expert.
Exactly, and here's why this is so powerful. When you teach something, you have to organize your thoughts clearly, use transitional phrases, give examples, and make things interesting.
So you're using all the English skills at once.
Precisely, and the best part, you're an expert on your own city. You don't need to research or study, you already know this stuff.
Okay, show me how this works in practice.
All right, let me give you a mini tour of my city right now. So if you're visiting my city for the first time, here's what I'd recommend. First of all, you have to see the National Mall. That's where all the monuments and museums are. And here's an insider tip. Go early in the morning before the tourists arrive. Trust me on this.
Ooh, I like the trust me on this. That's very conversational.
Right? And notice I used, first of all, here's what, here's a tip, and trust me, all natural transitional phrases. Let me continue. After that, you should check out Georgetown. It's this historic neighborhood with cobblestone streets and amazing restaurants. My personal favorite is this Italian place. I can't remember the name, but it's on Wisconsin Avenue.
Nice. You used after that, you should, and my personal favorite, more natural language.
Exactly, and I even included a real detail. I can't remember the name because that's authentic. Real people forget things.
That's such a good point. Don't try to be perfect. Be real.
Yes. Now, let me finish. One thing to know about my city, it's super walkable, so comfortable shoes are essential. Also, summers are hot and humid, so bring water. And if you're here in spring, you have to see the cherry blossoms. They're absolutely beautiful, but it's crowded, so be prepared for that.
Perfect tour guide spiel. You used recommendations, warnings, insider knowledge, everything.
And all in natural conversational English, no textbook stuff.
Okay, my turn. Let me give a quick tour of my city. So if you're coming to my city, here's what you need to know. First off, you definitely need a car. Public transit isn't great here. But the good news is parking is easy and traffic isn't too bad compared to big cities.
Great start. First off, you need to know, but the good news is natural phrases.
Thanks. Let me keep going. The main thing to do here is go to a football game, and I mean college football, not NFL. The whole city goes crazy for the university team. Even if you don't like sports, you have to experience the atmosphere at least once.
The main thing goes crazy for, you have to experience, so natural.
Now, food-wise, we're not famous for any particular cuisine, but we have surprisingly good restaurants for a mid-sized city. There's this farm-to-table place downtown that's incredible. You need a reservation, though. It's always packed.
Perfect, and you're giving practical advice. You need a reservation, it's always packed.
Right, and let me add one warning. One thing to be aware of, winters are long and cold here. If you're visiting between November and March, bring warm clothes, like seriously warm. We're talking negative temperatures sometimes.
Excellent. One thing to be aware of, seriously, we're talking, all conversational.
Wow, this is actually really fun. I feel like I'm really talking to someone.
That's the magic. When you imagine a real audience, your English becomes natural and engaging.
So everyone, here's your fifth and final homework. Record yourself giving a 2 to 3 minute tour of your city. Imagine your best friend is visiting and you're telling them what to do.
And here's the key. Don't script it. Just hit record and talk. Mess up, restart, laugh at yourself. That's all part of learning.
And share your recording in the comments or on social media. Tag us. We want to hear your city tours.
Use hashtag #MyCityInEnglish so we can find them.
Yes, and here's a challenge. Watch other people's tour videos and leave comments. Real communication with other learners.
Perfect. Okay, we've covered all 5 methods. Let's recap quickly.
All right, everyone, so we've given you 5 powerful methods to improve your English using your city. Let's recap real quick.
So, method 1, the observation game. Narrate what you see around you in English. Train your brain to think in English every day.
Dean Method 2, the comparison technique. Compare your city to other places. This naturally makes you use advanced grammar structures.
Method 3, the story method. Share personal stories about places in your city. Stories make your English memorable and authentic.
Method 4, the complaint strategy. Yes, complain. Use emotional, exaggerated language like real Americans do.
Method 5, the teaching method. Give a tour of your city. Organize your thoughts and speak like an expert.
Now, here's what I want everyone to understand. These methods work because they're based on your real life.
Right. You're not memorizing random sentences from a textbook. You're using English to express your thoughts about your city.
And here's the beautiful thing. You can start right now. You don't need a teacher, you don't need a class, you don't need money.
All you need is your city and the willingness to practice.
So let me ask everyone watching, which method are you going to try first?
Write it in the comments. I'm going to try method X because tell us your plan.
And here's my challenge to you. Do one of these methods every day for the next week. Just one, 5 minutes a day.
I guarantee you'll see improvement. Your English will become more natural, more confident, more you.
And you know what else? You'll start to appreciate your city more. You'll notice things you never noticed before.
That's so true. When I started describing my city in English, I started seeing it differently. I noticed architecture. I paid attention to neighborhoods. I discovered new places.
Same. Language learning and city exploration go hand in hand.
Exactly. So everyone, this is your homework for the week. Pick one method, practice it for 5 minutes every day, share your progress in the comments.
And seriously, don't be shy. We want to hear about your cities. Tell us where you're from.
And remember, there are no boring cities. Every place has stories, every place has character.
Whether you're in New York or a tiny village, your city is perfect for English practice.
All right, everyone, before we wrap up, let's do something fun. Daniel and I are going to each share our favorite thing about our cities in 30 seconds. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, my favorite thing about my city is the energy. I love that there's always something happening. Concerts, festivals, protests, celebrations. The city feels alive. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but mostly it's exciting. I love walking out my door and not knowing what I'll see. Maybe a street performer, maybe a parade, maybe just interesting people. That unpredictability is what makes city living magical for me.
Nice. Okay, my turn. My favorite thing about my city is the people. Maybe it's that Midwest nice stereotype, but people here are genuinely friendly. Like strangers will strike up conversations at coffee shops. If your car breaks down, people stop to help. There's a sense of community you don't always find in bigger cities. Sure, we're not as cool or trendy, but we're real, and that means something.
See, everyone? That's authentic English. Real thoughts, real emotions, real connection.
And you can do the same. You don't need perfect grammar. You need authentic communication.
So go out there and talk about your city, in your head, out loud, to friends, to us in the comments.
Use your city as your classroom.
Use your life as your curriculum.
And most importantly, have fun with it. Learning English should be enjoyable, not stressful.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, that's our episode. Episode 18, 5 simple ways to improve your English by discussing your city.
If this helped you, smash that like button. Subscribe for more episodes like this.
turn on notifications so you don't miss our next episode.
And comment below. Tell us about your city. Which method will you try?
We read every comment and we respond. We're building a community here.
So let's hear from you. Where are you watching from? What's one thing about your city?
All right, everyone, get out there and start practicing.
Your city is waiting to teach you English.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Bye.